actually saying, recognizing what she is submitting now, we're at that level where we're having 30%, 38% of grid. And now we have a policy of making sure that everybody has got electricity by 2030. But here, I will want to cut it, that the target is to have between 80 and 90% by 2030. When you see the trajectory, when we got in, it was at a lower level, but today it is at 62% coverage. It means by 2030, we should actually be able to reach between 80 and 90%. But everything comes back to we who are actually discussing at policy level, a level of investment. Give us the money and we shall be able to cover everybody up to about 80-90%. So I would actually sum it by saying, keep hope alive. So that's what we are thinking about. That's a policy. Number two, that one actually answers Brenda and the others. Number two, a question was posed on nuclear. She has hinted that the policy is to get 24,000 megawatts out of nuclear. And then the positioning of the university and extraction of uranium is within the policy context. We are not going to export raw materials, raw minerals. So to develop the nuclear fuel is within the policy context from the uranium through value addition. So that's the policy. There is no mineral which we are going to take out of this country in a raw form, including uranium. We are going to see how we can get into research to get us what we want for development of nuclear power in the country. So the thrust of the matter here is to add value even to uranium. And number three, on policy, Honorable Nsamba was actually saying opposition, maybe you say I'm being denied power. The policy of the government is irrespective of opposition, your party, religion. We shall give power to every Ugandan. There is no segregation. In case you are opposition, you will be treated in the ministry as a Ugandan to start with. There is no segregation on whom we give the power, whether you're opposition or Catholic or a Muslim, you will get electricity. That's a policy position. Yes. Now, I'm talking about policy. I'm not on implementation. Number four, the prices of oil, the prices of petroleum products. Yes, the prices will continue rising. But I would want us to focus on stability of supply. I think that's what's critical. We should actually congratulate ourselves for assuring the stability of supply. There are so many factors that will influence the pump prices. You cited $1, inflation. Those ones we cannot control them. And also the global prices. We cannot control them. We should actually be thanking ourselves for assuring stability of our supply. That's what we should focus a lot more. Can we have the supply at any one time? Lastly, why should we export? That's again a policy question. The policy is, can we enhance trade with the regional trade. And we should not be focusing only on manufactured products. We should also address the electricity supply. Our policy of Pan-Africanism, we should not actually discuss as though electricity is in isolation of other products. We are going to allow Pan-Africanism and trade within the East African community and within Africa. So we are not only looking at export now, there is a potential that we can also import electricity, as has been highlighted by UETCL. So let's not close our doors. Let's not be inward looking. Let's actually implement the policy that we have. I wish to thank you for giving us this opportunity and for the interaction, but most importantly, I'm going to request the committee. Whatever we are giving you here, we are actually arming you to go and debate for more funding for your sector. You are part of us. If we don't get the money, we shall not be able to deliver the aspirations of the committee. And lightly, the promises of taking care of members. We try as much as possible. Where we can, we give a transformer. Where we can, we give a line. Where we can give priority to replacing the conductors that have been vandalized in the members' constituencies. So we are not actually blind to your demands. So I thank you, Honorable Chair and colleagues.
The fact that Chigorovia doesn't have a hand up means that we probably have spoken sufficiently. I know that it's been a long, tiring and draining day. Somehow we note today that we have not had any conversation about Atomic Energy Council. Neither today nor yesterday. I note that we have not conversed about them. They have also not sent anybody to appear here. I hope everything is okay. I know they live somewhere in a busy area of Kampala. There's an area called, I don't know how they pronounce it, but there, near the whatever. Are they okay?
Yes, please.
Honorable Chair, the Atomic Energy Council, they are okay. What they are going through is a transition. The current secretary, his contract expired on the 31st, which is a few days ago, and they are going through that transition. Otherwise, we are happy to bring the new secretary the next time. So Mr. Lualida has exited. Yes.
So the job is going to be advertised or something like that? Or like they don't advertise there?
The job will be advertised. What they are doing now is assign an acting CEO as they go through a recruitment process.
That's very good. I thank you. I would like to thank the Honourable Minister, Honourable Dr. Canon Ruth Nankabirwa, who was here in person yesterday and today. I also would like to thank the Honourable Sidronius Okaasai Opolot, the State Minister, for being with us most of the time, and in particular for joining us today. The PS, together with your team, we very much appreciate the exposition you have given us about sector-wide issues. As you might see, that despite the cheeky remark of my colleague that it is that one which is most critical to us, you shoulder a very big portfolio of several subsectors that are critical to us as a nation. So the performance and healthy well-being of your sector plays a significant role in the socio-economic transformation of the country. Honorable Minister, we note that quite crucial conversations are important in as far as electricity distribution is concerned. Even as we conclude here, we should have had conversations about 2 weeks ago, but we need to have them because there is a general outcry. The response time, according to members, is very low. And even when there are responses, they are veiled. They are not definitive. Even when there is a response, issues are not resolved. So that is the conversation that is going on in the corridors of Parliament and also outside there. So you as a ministry, first of all, has a duty to support your baby. If that is the fundamental part that you have to support your baby. Because as you remember, around about this time last year, you were very unequivocal in convincing this committee and in convincing Parliament that you are able to handle. You definitely must handle. Even as we conclude this, we also would like to say that one way or the other, you do, especially the three of you, Honorable Senior Minister, Honorable Minister for Energy and PS, you do support so much by way of explanation the Department of Rural Education. But we want to request that beyond coming to here and giving very, very robust explanations, I think you need to go and have a very candid look at how much is going in by way of work to deliver connections, to deliver, because we can talk about numbers here. When we were listening to my friend MD Paul Mesiga, he talked about growing connections from 92,000 to 146. Is that something correctly near to that? Now, 92,000, I want to suppose is an aggregate of what has been done from the time of Sir Bell and Andrew Cohen, together with the time of Yaura, together with the time of Muloni, together with the time of Babunji, and now Mwesigwa. That's the 92,000. Now, yes, that's in kilometers. That's what was done. When Cohen was here, Escape Bell was here, and then eventually, and so on and so forth. So that's 92,000 kilometers. But we are trying to say in these 2 years, we hope to have increased the 92,000 to 146,000. And here we are sitting with members of Parliament who say, you know, there have been conversations, nothing is happening. You see, they came there, you know, the period when you were telling us that you want to come and throw some polls and what so that we win elections is over. Now your polls are going to road, Mr. Minister. Because, yes, some of us have lost elections, others have won, but your polls are lying next to termites. So now, we must be able to get beyond that particular level. You know, I have candid examples. Why do I have candid examples? Because I have had the luck and the fortune of being put in this chair by NRM. So, I use an inward way to do my assessment. That if you, chairman of the Committee on Environment and Natural Resources, will receive a technical team from Commissioner Abdul, Yes, they call you, they say, we are visiting the site, we are doing this and so on. And then 1 year later, that matter has kept quiet. More quiet than a graveyard, because it says graveyards, people have goats walking over them and what. I don't know about spirits. If that is a chairman of a committee such as this one, who else can get a project assessed and it goes to the level of implementation? Because if it is a chairman with whom we do a conversation like this one in a ministerial policy statement, we don't remain in this room, we go to Minister of Finance, we harass there, Matia Kasaija and Henry Musasizi, we talk to Ashaba, and then at the end of the day they say, okay, let's find you some 150 billion for now for rural electrification. And there is no action, for instance, to say, okay, now for this one let's do some 1.5 kilometers. Where else do things do? So when members of parliament bring the conversation that we think that we may have decided to retain the placenta and pour away the baby with the water, we might have poured away rare and kept something that is not able. We just need to think candidly first as ministry before we get into the politics. Honorable Minister, you've been in many meetings where people have told you that Parliament wants to reintroduce a conversation about whether or not we don't find a way to have another or resuscitate an agency to run rural electrification. We must do something about rural electrification. I also don't want to give 100% to you. Why? Because probably the development partners with whom we were managing to run the different projects, the Islamic Bank, ADB, the likes, maybe they are not persuaded and inclined to give support, facilitation to direct ministry. So if that is how we can attract partners to support us transform the country by distributing electricity, can we address the governance failures that brought REA down, and we have another agency with a more robust governance framework to which we have people dedicated in writing project proposals, defending project proposals, so that we can be able to electrify the country. Again, I will say today, I also made a little bit of a venture in living an urban area where cry of electricity was not too much, and I went to the rural. I can tell you, even in the most rural places these days in Uganda, people demand electricity. People demand electricity. Mr. Minister, the other village where I took you to, the one just before the one closer to my home, the other one, a trading center has received by then from REA a line which passes one side of the center. Then there is a road separating. So the other side of the center, which has several other shops and cottages and people trying to do, those ones are now crying. Can you tell your people to just help us cross over with, I don't know how they make poles cross over to the other side, so that they can also connect? Mr. Minister, that is one of the simplest things one could do. So our question is, we have some thinking to do in as far as rural electrification is concerned. But I want to appreciate the ministry in the other areas. There has been a lot of proactivity and forward movement of things. We are on course with the issues of our oil. The petroleum people are doing extremely well. We want to appreciate the ministry. The strides that the mining sector is doing are quite good, because we've been conversing here, but there are things happening outside there to see that we reorganize the mining subsector in the ministry. So we do want to appreciate our friends of UECCC, whereas they are very happy. They are also working hard to help us with clean energy, cooking facilities and the like. So we want to appreciate you. All is not lost. The only thing we need to do is to find a way to deal with the electricity part of our ministry. But I thank you again. We appreciate you, Honorable Minister and peers. We are happy to work with you. We believe that in case we need your support before going to Budget Committee, we will notify you. I know it cannot be a meeting as big as this again, but when we have the draft report and we need a bit of clarifications, we will definitely invite you. Fortunately, you've starved today, but it is a Passover Thursday. I want to believe, like it was with the apostles, you just rush from here to a small cottage town of Gethsemane, join the Lord in praying, because if it is in the Lord's own wish, He could remove the yoke from Jesus Christ. But if it is in His will, let it be done. So I know that from here we are all going for Passover. So it's a good day to fast. So that way the chairman can escape for having starved you for much of today. I wish you all a blessed Easter Triduum. I wish you a happy Easter. Thank you so very much. Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.